Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Man, do you guys remember how much hate this football team was getting back in the preseason? The national media, the local media, even some of you guys in the comment section, man, nobody believed in this football team. Maybe I shouldn't say nobody. Some of us did. Some of us bought in. Some of us thought this team could have success with or without Nico, but a lot of people were saying this team had zero shot at making a college football playoff. They said 8-4. That's it, man. 8-4 is the ceiling. I heard people say 6-6. I've heard 4-8. I had one listener in the comment section tell me that this football team was going to go out and win 3 games. Man, we've only played Syracuse. We've only played ETSU, but I think some of the thoughts, some of the feelings of this football team has changed. But, man, you go back to the preseason, you go back to a lot of the hate, a lot of the negativity that was out there around this football team, and Colton Hood addressed that, man. He addressed that after the win over Syracuse. Let's go back and take a listen to what Colton Hood said after Tennessee beat Syracuse.
I got a lot of hate, but I didn't really try to feed into it too much, because I know who I am as a person. I know, just who the people I have around me are, and so I just leaned on them, and those, the people kind of hated on me, and then not even me, but I seen what happened with the team, and they said we weren't gonna be good. Our receivers, see what the receivers did today. Them boys went out there and made plays. Joey made plays. They said we weren't gonna have no quarterback. So, we always just believed in ourselves. We was never worried about anything. We weren't worried about anything anybody else was saying. We was always just locked in and just ready to go play. So.
I think this football team is feeding off of the negativity. They have come together. I think they are bought in. I think they are a tight group. Joel Klatt was one of those national guys, took his shots at Tennessee, went to bat for Nico, called the way that Tennessee handled the Nico situation a propaganda effort. He said that Nico wanted the offense to grow with him. That was the excuse that Joel Klatt used for Nico. Well, I don't know if you've been watching. I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's going on out there on the West Coast, but they've got plenty of time to grow together because that offense, that football team is awful. So if Joel Klatt says that Nico wanted the offense to grow with him, well, good luck out there at UCLA. He called Hype's offense a glorified high school offense. He said everything is a half-field read. And, well, maybe the last 2 years, maybe Nico, maybe Joel Milton, maybe this offense was a half-field read. Maybe that's because you didn't have a quarterback that could process the entire field. Did that ever cross your mind? Did that ever come into your brain? Look, now we've got Joey Aguilar scanning the entire field on Saturdays, not half-field reads. He's looking at the whole field. He'll go through his progressions. He'll check down to his running back if need to. Joel Klatt talked about the lack of development. He said the offense doesn't get quarterbacks ready for the league. Hendon Hooker, Joe Milton, they both disagree. Both of those guys got drafted. And you can say, yeah, but Boogie, they're not starting. They're not elite. They weren't first-round draft picks. Where would Hendon Hooker be without Josh Heupel's offense? Where would Joe Milton be without Josh Heupel's offense? So I would think that Hendon Hooker, that Joe Milton, I think those guys agree that this offense will get you to the next level. Now, it seems after a couple of weeks into this season, Joel Klatt is wanting to backtrack. He's wanting to stick his foot into his mouth. He's had a quick change of heart. We're going to get into his comments. We're going to talk about it, but as always, I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff for me. Right down there below the video, just hit that thumbs up. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not reporters. We're not journalists. We don't fake that. We don't pretend to be that. What we are is exactly what you are. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We have a fun week of live streams coming your way. Of course, tonight, Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, we play EA Sports College Football. We talk all things Tennessee football. You want to talk about the Vols? Come hang out tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We'll have a good time. I promise you. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Pancakes and Bacon goes toe-to-toe with Talkin VAWLS. It's Reed Bacon and Kyler Kirbison. VFL Kyler Kirbison going to be on the show going toe-to-toe with me and Coach Jay. We're going to break down this Georgia game. Also, Friday morning, special start time. We're going live at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Brent Hubbs of VolQuest.com is going to kick off the show with us once again. Had a blast with him before the Syracuse game, so be here Friday morning. Going to be a fun live stream. And then, of course, Saturday, an hour before kickoff, and then immediately following the game. But let's get into it. Let's go take a listen to what Joel Klatt had to say. Again, backtracking on his comments real quick is Joel Klatt. This is the next round. Joel Klatt talking about Georgia's passing game. Are the Dogs in trouble on Saturday? How are you guys feeling going into this game? Talked about it yesterday. Talked some keys to the game for me that I think Tennessee can get out of there with a dub. But how are you feeling on this Tuesday morning? Confident, doubtful, hesitant, anxious? Put it in the comment section. How are you guys feeling? Let's take a listen to what Joel Klatt had to say.
Georgia's starting quarterback had to throw 34 passes against Austin Peay.
Yep.
Guys, if Julian Sayin or Dante Moore would have thrown 34 passes against Austin Peay, they would have scored 873,000 points.
I think that comment, I think that narrative, I think that kind of speaks to where Georgia fans are at. I don't think these Georgia fans have a whole lot of confidence in Gunnar Stockton. Obviously taking over for Carson Beck this season. He's got some good skill players. Of course, a lot of eyes are on Zachariah Branch. I've heard some Georgia fans say that they wish Carson Beck was still here to see what he could do with that type of skill player on offense. But no, it's Gunnar Stockton making his first SEC road start on Saturday. I think that's a big factor in this game. I think the Neyland effect is real. I think the environment is going to be hostile, and I think that we have an advantage there playing at home. Again, Josh Heupel's lost once. He's lost once at home in 3 years, but who was it to? Of course, it's to the Georgia Bulldogs. But again, Gunnar Stockton going to make that first SEC road start. So far through 2 games, 40 out of 58, 472 yards, almost a 70% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, has 15 carries for 86 yards and 2 touchdowns. Just when I scroll around the internet, even when I look in the comment section, we got a couple of Georgia fans that hang around here. I don't feel like maybe some mixed feelings. Maybe there's some mixed feelings about Gunnar Stockton. Some of them think he can get it done. Others think he's gun shy. He's afraid to let the ball go down the field, won't pull the trigger. I'm going to talk about this all week. Same as last year, Tennessee has to be aggressive. You got to get after him. You cannot sit back and play that soft zone and think that you're going to beat Georgia on Saturday. Not possible. Let's take a listen here to the rest of the clip on Joel Klatt and watch him start to put his foot into his mouth. Let's take a listen.
So who wins this week? Tennessee or Georgia?
I kind of like Tennessee. Like at home, they've looked really solid. They're clearly internally motivated. Aguilar looks like a quality player. Everyone thinks that I have like this animosity towards Tennessee because of my take about Nico whatever.
Yeah.
Nico.
Yeah.
Iamaleava. And I don't have any animus whatsoever. And like, does that offense develop you for the NFL as a quarterback? No, probably not. Is it a good college offense? Hell yeah, it is. Look at all the great offenses that have come out of that offensive structure. Hendon Hooker had a great offense. All those Art Briles offenses at Baylor. That's not a bad offense. It necessarily wasn't bad. It was like, Joe, Klatt says Heupel's offense sucked. No, I didn't. I said that offensive structure doesn't develop a quarterback for the next level, which is true. But, man, at a college level, that can be very potent. And Georgia better watch out. I'm really, really thinking about just picking Tennessee straight up in that game.
I love watching somebody backpedal. I love watching him mock the fans. Come on, man. You're completely putting your foot in your mouth. You mocked this offense. You called it a high school offense. Now all of a sudden we're talking about it being a success. We're talking about the success of the Art Briles offense, the success of Hendon Hooker. Now we've got a competent quarterback that can, at least what it appears to me, run the entire offense, not just the half reads, not just half the offense. He's running the whole offense. And now, oh man, what changes when you've got a quarterback that can do it all? That has the mental capacity to run the full offense. Now it's a good offense. So was it maybe quarterback play, Joel? Was it maybe quarterback play that was struggling and not Josh Heupel's offense? Man, you're backpedaling. You're backpedaling. I wasn't talking bad about the offense. I wasn't calling it a high school offense. You sure were. We can go back and watch the clips. But now that we've got that quarterback play, now that we've got Joey Aguilar, now that we've got a veteran guy that can read the field, that understands the offense, that can run the full offense, this thing's starting to look eerily similar to the 2022 offense, and now the national media is starting to buy in. You know, something that he mentioned there was internal leadership. And I think that's a huge thing for this football team. I mentioned it yesterday morning's live stream. You know, when Nico hits the portal, Miles Kitselman steps up as that vocal leader. Then Joey Aguilar transfers in, puts his head down, goes to work. He is a leader. I think Nico leaving brought this team together. You know, I'm honestly shocked that I'm not surprised that Joel Klatt's backpedaling because of the way the offense has looked through 2 weeks. But again, I could also take it with a grain of salt. It's Syracuse, it's ETSU. But I'm still surprised that he's leaning towards taking Tennessee straight up in the game on Saturday. I'm going to talk about the ESPN FPI all week. Tennessee's got a 51% chance to win. Vegas shifted their line from 7 to 4. I think a lot of that's about money more than anything else. But I think Tennessee's going to score some points on Saturday. I think they're going to move the football. I think they're finally going to score more than 17. That's kind of been the magic number they can't cross going against Kirby Smart. I think they're going to do that. But is that enough? I think it's the defense. I think it's the defense on Saturday that's got to step up and win this game, not the offense. I think the defense better show up ready to play. You've played Syracuse and you've played ETSU and you're giving up 21.5 points per game. That's not good enough. 74th in the country. Almost 300 yards per game, 53rd in the country, 220 passing yards per game, 88th in the country. And I get it. You got to look at the situation. I mean, you jumped all over Syracuse, so they were throwing the ball early and they were throwing the ball often, so stats and numbers are going to be skewed. But I think this defense has to show up to play. And I think it was good that they got to rest a lot of guys yesterday. Of course, your starting corners are out, but I trust Colton Hood. I trust Ty Redmond. Bring those 3-star U comments to me. Look at what Ty Redmond's done through 2 games as a true freshman and a 3-star prospect. That kid's earning respect on the field. I'm going to say it all week long, man. This football team can win, but Tim Banks has to come out, and he's got to be aggressive. You can't sit back and be soft. You can't sit back in that zone. But, man, oh, man, do I love to see the national media backtracking, backpedaling, sticking their foot in their mouth. But if Tennessee wants respect, they got to earn it on Saturday, because guess what? If you come out against Georgia and you don't put up 17 points, this national media, whoop, they're going to flip it back around. They're going to go right back to those preseason takes. They're going to start, talking about Josh Heupel's offense, high school offense, doesn't work. Tennessee's got the opportunity on Saturday to earn that respect, and there's nothing they can do about it. What are your thoughts? Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. It's quick, free, and easy. It helps the channel. Go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise. I showed it earlier in the stream, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. We got a shirt that says Beat Florida. We got a shirt that says FUGA. We got a shirt that says Beat Bama. We got a shirt that says Buck Fama. We got a shirt that says I hate the whole state of Alabama. We got rivalry shirts, parody shirts, whatever you want. We've got it. Bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can also support the channel by hitting the join button down below. Right there beside subscribe. It's only $1. That's it. $1 a month. You support this channel. You keep the lights on. You allow us to bring you content every day for the fans, by the fans, also fan funded. We do not exist without your support. So I'm grateful to every single member. If you don't see that join button, you can hit the little description below. It's got the link to the merchandise and the link to join the channel as well. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.